Hey everybody. We got a question direct to message on social media the other day asking what level of supervision Trent needed. Like if we went to the store, could we leave him alone? If we had to run somewhere, could we leave him at the house by himself for a little bit and then come back? Or does he understand common dangers, like if the water was left running or the stove was on, something like that? So I thought I'd just take a minute. I haven't done this in a really long time, but do a little back porch video. The answer to the question is no. Trent can't be left alone, not even really for a little bit. But our go-to examples are if he were to make some microwave popcorn and push the button on accident for, let's say, 20 minutes instead of 2 minutes. He probably wouldn't understand that he needed to stop it when that bag caught on fire. He would be really sad to watch his popcorn burn up inside the microwave. He'd be pretty upset about that. But he wouldn't really be able to troubleshoot what was going on and what he needed to do to fix it. The same is true if there was a fire in the house. We're not sure that he would leave the house. He may just go to his bedroom and try and escape it there, to go to a kind of a safe space for him. So we never leave him alone, not even for a little bit. And it's a challenge because at 26, we've never been without a child at home, really, since we started having kids 30 years ago. And so it becomes a little bit of a challenge. We always have to make arrangements for Trent. Who has Trent? Who's watching Trent? Where's he going to go? For instance, Andrea and I are going to see our oldest son, Trevor, at UIUC in Champaign this weekend, and we have to make arrangements for Trent. So we're very thankful to have Tristan and Easton so close, and they're going to be watching him. But even if we go to the store and if he doesn't go with us, we have to have somebody here watching him. That becomes a challenge for a lot of reasons, but it affects also like our home. The way our home is set up, and because you have been so generous in supporting Trent and his art by purchasing items from his store, our home is being overrun by products. And so we're trying to decide, we're looking at what the best option is as Trent's business continues to grow, and we make plans for him. How do we give him the best independence, yet knowing that he can't be independent? Like, where's that line and how do we do that? So we are in the process of looking at building a home specifically for Trent, and to maintain as much independence as we can give him while still having him right there, knowing that he can't be independent and he'll never be able to be on his own. We live in Kansas also, and so we deal with things like tornadoes. Like, thankfully, we've never been in one. We've seen several of them, but we have to make plans for that. Like, what are we going to do? There have been a few times in our current home where the tornado sirens have gone off, and we need to come up in the middle of the night and get Trent and get him downstairs. It is not a pleasant event to wake him up from a dead sleep and try to get him to get downstairs into the basement somewhere safe. He just does not want to go. He fusses and he fights and he cries. It is no fun. We experienced this when we were in Ohio and had the fire in the hotel and we had to get out. Trent just wanted to sit down on the floor and not move. The smoke was barreling through the hallways and we were trying to get free, and he panicked and he just wanted to sit down. I think it would have been very difficult for Trent's mom to get him out of the hotel had I not been there. She may not have just been physically strong enough. He's a big guy. She may not have been able to get him out if he just decided to sit down or that he wasn't going. So that's something that we deal with and we're worried about, we think about quite often. And so we're looking at building a home that hopefully will be the last place we ever live, but that would have, we're going to call it like a little apartment for Trent that is right next to our home, and between like the living area and where our where say our storage area or whatever is going to be the garage and stuff. Um, and so we're looking at giving him like a little kind of a living room area, a bedroom and a bathroom that he can go to if he needs to get away. If there's family over, there's lots of things going on. We want to give him a place where he can go and be comfortable. He's a pretty clean dude. So, like, he puts his dishes and his trash away and stuff like that. So, we're not too worried about that. We don't want to give him a lot of space, but we want to give him enough so that he can have a place to go that is his and not anybody else's. And so he can have the things he wants in there. He can kind of decorate it, although he doesn't care about that, but we can decorate it for him in a way that would be appealing to him. So animals and art and different things like that. But we also want to build that in a way so that if there is a storm, his bedroom area is already a storm shelter. So we would be able just to get up and go into his room, and then that would be the shelter. So we don't have to wake him up, we don't have to disturb him, we don't have to get him anywhere else. We'd just be able to go in there and be safe. But all of that takes time and it takes resources, and so we're working through that process. Raising a child with a struggle, a disability, no matter what that looks like, is is not an easy thing emotionally. It's not also not an easy thing financially. So trying to do the best for your child while maintaining everything else in your home. At this point, at 52, I'm 52, Andrea's 53, we expected to be empty nesters at this point. We expected to not have any real financial obligations for our children. And yet that's not the case. We still are financially responsible ultimately for Trent, and we do support him and make sure that he has the things he needs. And so there's that aspect to it. So we're trying to work that out the best that we can and make sure that we do the best for Trent, giving him the safest possible, most independent possible life while still being right there and being able to help if we need to, allowing him to come and be a part. Like, he's going to have to come eat with us and all of that kind of stuff. And he likes to be with us, so that's good. But giving him a place where he can go and be safe, where we don't have to worry about him if there's a storm or whatever. So that's what we're working on. You're going to see some changes maybe and things happening and planning as we work through that. But anyway, I just wanted to give you kind of an update, kind of answer that question from AJ about Trent's situation. And to all the parents who are dealing with that, we wish you the best. We know it's not an easy thing. We are thankful that we have had family and a few friends over the years who have been able to watch Trent for us for short bits of time so that we could go and do things. You've got to have that respite. You've got to have that time away. And Andrea and I enjoy being together and doing things. And so we're excited to be able to do that. We wish that everybody had that opportunity. We know that they don't. But there are resources and things out there. So make sure that your son or the person that you're the caregiver for is working with a case manager that can help you with that. So you should be able to do that in pretty much any state you're in. You should be able to find a case manager to take on your child or your family member, and then they help with some of those resources. So just encourage you to try and find that, take advantage of that. If you do have friends or family, they're offering to help. Give them some training. We had to do that, and we've had to continue to do that with different family as they've come in and said, "Hey, I'll watch Trent for a little bit." We'd had to go, okay, here's what you do, here's what you don't do. One of the things we've had to do is give lessons like, you're being too kind. Like, sometimes people don't want to upset Trent, and so they talk really softly and gently and like, oh, whatever you want, and I want to make you happy. But when you are, let's just say, when you're not firm in that, that actually is a trigger for Trent, and he will get more upset if if you're soft with him. So it's an interesting thing. That's just happens to be the way Trent handles that. So we have to tell people, okay, you gotta be direct with him. You gotta tell him what's up, and you actually avoid more struggles with him like that. Anyway, AJ, thanks for the question. I did answer him on direct message, but decided I would get on and do a video as well. So hope you're doing well. Thanks for following Trent and our family. We appreciate you, and wish you all the best.